All right. And we're back with another edition of the Scotty Knows Show. We have kind of a trifecta here. We have Chad Johnson and the return of Ian. Ian, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just happy to be back on the show.
Oh, yeah. And then we also have Chad. Chad's a long time, probably our number one fan. Chad, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome. Great to be here, man.
All right. Well, Chad, I believe you're getting inducted into the Dakota Wesleyan Hall of Fame. Is that true?
Yep. Yeah. September 25th. We've had it bumped back a couple times because of COVID. So finally, it's kind of like I feel like it's really happening. Kind of like Dumb and Dumber. It's really happening, Harry. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, they're doing it over the Blue and White Days of Homecoming there. So
yeah,
looking forward to it.
All right. So before we get into our NFL talk, we've got a few random topics here. First off, Dennis Schroeder of the he's a NBA point guard. He turned down $84 million to play for the Lakers a couple of years ago, or actually last year, and he just recently signed a $5 million 1-year deal. Lost probably about $80 million trying to bet on himself. Yikes.
Take those odds any day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He rejected an $84 million offer because he thought he was worth more. And then he signs for $5.9 million. It's one of the more puzzling things to happen. And the Celtics aren't even that good. So
you hate to see it, Scotty.
I know.
You do.
I know.
A bird in the hand is two stoned birds in the bush.
It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game.
In wrestling news, Gable Steveson, he was on well, not only did he win an Olympic gold medal, he was on Pardon My Take this morning. And he said he would like to try football.
I heard that.
Yeah.
You know, that would be pretty awesome. I kind of thought maybe he was going the WWE route or maybe even the UFC route. I mean, that thing seems to make the most sense, but he'd probably make a hell of a football player too.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing that he said when asked whether he would like a boss named Dana or a boss named Vince. He said, whichever one wins the bidding war. That's
gonna be Vince.
And his brother's already in the WWE developmental system. So
okay.
That's happening. And I believe Gable's actually going to be a guest at SummerSlam this weekend. So
awesome.
That'd be cool.
Nebraska unveiled possibly the worst jersey I've ever seen. They want to wear a jersey when they play against Oklahoma that makes them kind of look like the Big Boy logo. Have you seen this?
I haven't, but I can picture it in my head.
Okay, so it looks like a red overall. You know, this is the football team we're talking here. It looks like a red overall. It's got like a white circle around the neck and white sleeves. It looks horrible.
I'm trying to find it online. I'm not seeing anything. Wait. Oh boy. That's
oh boy. Yep.
That's
what do you think there?
I think it looks great.
Look at that. Look at that, Chad.
That's awesome. Bib overalls.
Yep.
Heck yeah. I mean, that's what they're known for. Go for it.
Well, yeah.
The tomorrow in Iowa, they will be playing a baseball game on the site of a movie. Yes, that's right. They are playing a baseball game at the Field of Dreams.
Who's playing?
It's the White Sox and the Yankees. The Yankees are sending out Andrew Heaney, while the White Sox are sending out Lance Lynn. The Yankees do have a little bit of a health issue. They've got some cases on their team, while the White Sox, they sat out a bunch of players so that they could travel to Iowa today. They're playing somebody. I forget who they're playing, but that's happening tomorrow. I believe it's going to be on ESPN.
So does there a team play there often, or is it just kind of a novelty stop, or do they have like a farm league team there?
It's kind of a novelty stop. Sometimes they do have summer like softball or like kid baseball games and stuff. But other than that, it's just a baseball field in the middle of a cornfield.
Because there's not really any stadiums even there, is there? Or like seating?
No, it's not that. I think max it can get like 5,000 people.
Okay.
5,000 to 7,000 people. They just put the Field of Dreams field on MLB The Show, and I played it last night. So,
how was it?
I hit 2 home runs with Will Myers of the
2
Padres.
Dingers? All right.
Oh, do you want to talk? Did you hear about that story? I know, Chad. I know, Chad. You're not a big baseball guy, but there was a story where a guy who was playing for the Marlins thought he heard somebody in Colorado say a derogatory term, when in actuality he was just trying to get a hold of the Rockies mascot, whose name is Dinger. And he thought he said something else.
Is it Dinger or is it Digger? I thought it was Digger.
Is it? I thought it was Dinger.
Should Google that.
Yeah,
someone in trouble.
Yeah, you might want to Google that.
Right.
Ian, you're our unofficial Googler.
All right.
So, Jeopardy announced its new hosts. One of their new hosts is Mike Richards. He's apparently the guy who they hired to try and find the host. So he just decided, okay, I'll just do the job myself. I'm not a fan of that personally. I think the Jeopardy host should be LeVar Burton.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Reading Rainbow.
Yep. And then on the primetime version, Miam Bialik Blossom, she is going to be hosting it. Yes.
Huh. All right. So the answer is it is Dinger for the Rockies, but the Rapid City Rush's hockey mascot is Digger.
Okay. And lastly, sometimes life imitates art. Ross and Rachel, David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston are actually dating.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Did they date before?
I don't think so, because when that show was on, she was dating Brad Pitt at the time. So
I didn't know if they were doing something on the down low or what, but
maybe
David Schwimmer was dating his mom. That guy's a Melvin.
Oh my gosh.
I hate Ross. Ross sucks.
And here I thought they were on a break. I had to.
No, you didn't. You just did it anyway.
I had to. Here's a little known fact that you may or may not know. In the late 1990s, it was rumored that Jennifer Aniston was dating Rey Mysterio. I don't know if you heard about this.
Ah, damn. That would have been a way better relationship.
That was literally like in the WCW magazine in like 1999.
How do you even remember that?
It was brought up last night when it was brought up on Twitter last night. It was like, oh my God, what does Rey Mysterio think of this?
619 his ass.
They'd be about the same height, wouldn't they?
Probably.
think so.
She
I
might
think
be
so.
taller.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, though, kind of what TV characters would make the most interesting couples, at least in my eyes. I mean, you imagine if, like, I don't know. Well, wait. Yes. What's his name? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they end up actually getting married. So that's one. But yeah. Like, imagine if Eric and Donna from that 70s show announced they were together.
What if it was Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen from Full House? What if they were together?
Right. With Dave Coulier.
Oh, my God.
They're both dating Bob Saget.
There you
Oh,
go,
my
even
God.
better.
All right, so we're gonna get into our NFL discussion. I was gonna name some games to watch, but really, there's really only one game that I saw that would be interesting, and that's Patriots Bucks. I mean, Brady versus his old team.
Sure, man.
But I think we should go through each division and give our division champion picks.
All right.
Are we starting with the best or the worst division?
We're gonna start with the AFC East.
AFC East.
So the AFC East, you have the Bills, you have the Jets, you have the Pats, and you have the Dolphins. I feel like this is the safe pick. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I like
that makes
Josh
the most
Allen.
sense. Yeah.
Wait, that makes no sense?
I said that makes the most sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Josh Allen. I mean, they were a playoff team last year. Very good team. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pats or Dolphins do make a little bit of a run. I don't think the Jets are going to be good. I think Zach Wilson sucks. But yeah, that's just me. I mean, apparently he threw 6 interceptions in practice the other day. So apparently the Jets defense is either good or the Jets offense is really, really bad. So.
Oh, and don't even if their Bills quarterback goes down, I mean, don't they have Trubinsky backing him up?
Yep.
I mean, that's got to instill some confidence, right?
He's an MVP. He won that award voted on by the fans that watched a playoff game on Nickelodeon.
There you go.
Most valuable putts.
Did Ian vote for that one?
I voted for it. I voted for Trubisky in that.
You son of a bitch.
Who's I gonna vote for? Drew Brees?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
But who are your guys' picks?
I'll go next. I mean, I was with you. I'm with I think the Bills is their division to lose by far. Dolphins kind of intrigue me. Tua, I think there could be some cool things happening with him. He's either gonna sink or swim this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have Fitz to rely on now. So if he don't make it, that guy goes in and wins though. And I gotta believe the Patriots are probably gonna do a little better. You have Belichick and maybe with a little more time with his guys with the COVID protocol and whatnot. I think I have to believe they're going to be in there somewhere and not just totally fall off in 2 years. And then I think, the Jets, I think they've got a lot more problems than just their quarterback. But that's kind of where I go. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
I am intrigued to see how long it takes the Pats to start Mac Jones. That's going to be a storyline to watch out for.
Yeah.
Ian, your thoughts?
As long as Allen is healthy, it's Bills. Like, it's not gonna they're gonna run away with it. I do like the Dolphins pick though. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in a wild card spot. And just to rehash what Chad said, you can't ever count Belichick out. It's gonna be. I think either of those teams will be wild card contenders. And if Allen gets hurt, then I think it's a dogfight.
Did you hear this rumor that the Bills are thinking of moving to Austin, Texas?
The Austin Bills?
Yeah. I mean, they'd have to change their name because I mean the Buffalo Bills are named after, I think, Buffalo Bill.
That would make sense.
So,
What would be a good mascot name for a team out of Boston?
I would say Longhorns, but that's already taken.
Yeah.
Could they take the Oilers back?
Ooh,
That's not bad. That'd be good.
I like
I'd go with
that.
that one.
I love that. Oh my god, and that would be hilarious given that the Tennessee
steal it from Houston.
Well, that and the Tennessee Titans, who used to be the Houston Oilers, they had that Music City Miracle against the Bills.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, all right, so now we go to what I consider the best division in the AFC. It's the AFC North. You have the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers. Oh boy, this is going to be a dogfight. The Ravens, we'll see how Lamar Jackson progresses or regresses. Same with the Browns with Baker Mayfield. But then you have kind of the old lion in the Steelers. I am actually going to say the Ravens are going to win the AFC North.
Okay.
I don't know. I like what they have. And they're going to be playing a bunch of regular season games, not a postseason game where Lamar Jackson gets exposed. So
who's your 2, 3, 4?
Which one are you picking?
Well, no. Who would you follow that up with? Who would you
follow up with? You go Steelers, Browns, or are the Bengals going to sneak in there, or what are you thinking?
Well, the Bengals do have Joe Burrow back, but Zach Taylor's still their coach, and he is not that good. He wasn't even that good as a quarterback in Nebraska. The Browns with Stefanski, that should be interesting. And on top of that, I think Odell Beckham Jr. is coming back. So that should add a little bit more of an intrigue. The Steelers, they got older, I think. So I'm going to go with Browns 2, Steelers 3, Bengals 4. So I don't know if you like that one, Chad.
Well, I'm with you on the thing is that division is so competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like even when someone's down, the Ravens might ride a 10-game win streak and go in and lose to the Steelers. They just play up for each other. But I do have the Ravens as probably my one, a better team, more youth, definitely better quarterback. At this point, better run game. I hope the Steelers get better at being a Steelers fan. But so I have Ravens 1. I have Steelers 2 just because I know they got beat in the playoffs by them, but I still think the Browns are still the Browns. And I think the Steelers can maybe get them this year. I wasn't impressed that they kept Roethlisberger around another year longer. I kind of felt like they should have moved on and transitioned in. So I'm not 100% sold on that one.
Who's their running back?
Is it a Harris? Najee?
Oh, it's Najee. Oh, he's good. He could be a rookie of the year candidate.
Well, but the problem is the Steelers, they have a whole new line. It's just going to depend how that meshes. New offensive coordinator. Any of those, Ravens, Steelers, or Browns could be one in that division. I mean, it could go anyway. No way would surprise me. I just feel like Steelers have a little bit of big brother over the Browns yet, even though the Browns kicked them in the face in the playoffs. The Steelers lost to the Bengals. They just got to find consistency. But I think the Bengals are on their way up. I just don't think they're going to, break out of the basement anytime with it this year at least. Maybe next year they can move up.
There's also the drama you have to factor in with the Steelers wide receiving core.
Exactly.
I think was it James Washington he wants out.
Yeah, I said he's not getting playing time or something, but after
Yeah.
one preseason game.
And then you can always count on there being some drama amongst Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well, when he's not playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And Ben will nurse about 6 injuries. You know, there'll be career-ending ones for everyone else, but Ben will work through it. Being a walking boot after half their games, and be a miracle that he walks in the field for the next game.
Ian, your thoughts?
Browns. I'm taking the Browns. What's that look for? Like,
wow.
So I've never been sold on Baker Mayfield. I think he's kind of overrated, but I do really like that line, and they're just going to get better. And as long as they can keep their offensive tools healthy, I think the Browns are probably going to be the team to beat. Lamar Jackson, when he's on, he's on. But when he's off, they lose, and they lose bad. And like Chad was saying, like those teams play up for each other. It's kind of going to come down to who the Bengals can beat and ruin their season. So I'm going to take the Browns, 1, for the sake of being different. But 2, I think that's the team out of the North this year.
I can't wait to see what game Lamar Jackson accidentally shits his pants in.
Oh yeah.
Because he did that last year against the Browns on Monday night, and he had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the game, and he claimed it was cramps. I'm like, you definitely had to take a shit.
It happens to the best of us, dude.
Yeah.
It might have been defense mechanism. Might not have been accidental. I mean, give him the whole skunk tactic.
Give him the old dirty Sanchez. Just.
Yeah.
So we go now to the AFC South. You have the Texans, the Colts, Ian's Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. I feel like this is the Titans' division to lose, if I'm being honest. I also don't trust the Colts' quarterback situation at all. Carson Wentz is injured all the time. The Jaguars, I think, could be interesting. That's the best thing I can say about them. And then the Texans, they are a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they yard sailed pretty much their whole team. So
yeah,
I'm not going anywhere near Texans on that.
And they have about 15 running backs. They have like all the running backs, like Mark Ingram and all them. They're all there, but like they have no offensive line, and that is the cutest dog I've ever seen.
Ulu. It's Hawaiian for bread.
Oh, okay.
He's the bread dog.
Chad, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Titans. You know, I think even if they take a quarterback injury or something like that, I still think they're probably going to be okay. Their defense is solid. You know, Colts, Jags, I don't trust the Colts yet. I mean, I think they got a mess going on with Carson Wentz. And, you know, then I hear Phillip Rivers is talking about coming back at some point. I was listening to a podcast here last week, and they're like, he's coaching high school football, and he doesn't like that a whole lot, and he's getting in shape and wanting to come back. And, you know, depends on what happens to Wentz. That could be a pretty good fit for him again.
Well, I think the thing with Phillip Rivers is he went home and he realized, holy shit, I have 9 kids.
Yeah, that's probably a lot of it too. Blame high school football, but that's probably the truth.
Yeah.
But I think the Jags could surprise someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't think anyone gets the Titans this year, but I think it could be a race to second there, but who knows? A lot of things can happen. And then I'm with you on the Texans. They are an absolute crap show right now. And yeah, I don't know what they're doing in their front office, but
no,
I don't know if they're playing for draft picks or what's going on.
I don't even know who their quarterback is. Like,
well,
is it
Watson
Deshaun?
was practicing, but
okay.
Is it Jake Delhomme again? Is he back?
I think they're just playing until Deshaun Watson finally gets suspended or something happens with his law situation.
That's all looming, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, we don't know anything that's happening at all yet.
It's gonna get settled out of court. Is my guess. Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. As much as being a Jags fan, I'd love to pick them, but it takes some time. You can't build Rome in a day. And although I really like what they're doing, it's going to take some, ironing out of the kinks. And, I wish I was more sold on Urban Meyer as a professional coach, but I wasn't real impressed. So it's kind of, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's the Jaguars season, but I just don't see anyone knocking off the Texans yet. I think the Colts are going to be about 500 and the Texans maybe 3 or 4 games, but I think the Jags get in as a wild card.
Oh, ooh, okay.
That's a bold prediction.
That is a bold prediction. I like it.
That's Ian's irate picks.
Over an AFC North team, huh?
It's going to be neck and neck.
But now we go to the AFC West. You have the Broncos. You have the defending AFC champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. You have the Las Vegas Raiders, and then the Los Angeles Chargers. This might surprise people. I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I think they might be the dark horse of the NFL this year. I think Justin Herbert can make the transition. He can make that step up. He doesn't have a trainer there that will potentially kill somebody in order to get him a starting job now. So, and on top of that, with the Chiefs, they had to rework their entire offensive line. And yes, they do still have Kelsey. They still do have Tyreek Hill. But the Chargers could be the dark horse of the entire AFC. Chad, your thoughts?
That's a bold prediction.
That's a very bold prediction.
I have them on the basement actually, but
really,
I've got Chiefs 1. I kind of gone let them say Raiders 2.
Okay.
I like what they've got going on. I think they're going to get better. I don't know. The Broncos can play those teams tough. Broncos can't beat anyone, but they can always beat teams in the AFC West. And then the Chargers, I just kind of feel like don't have an identity at this point, but maybe they'll find it. You must see something that I don't, but I'm not sure.
Well, they also do. I believe they have a new coach now. I think Anthony Lynn got fired. I don't know who their coach is. Ian, you're a Googler. Google the Chargers coach.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they played the Chiefs very, very well last year, I thought.
Yeah, they did.
And, they played everybody pretty well last year. Hopefully the Broncos don't have to start a fifth string wide receiver at quarterback this year. That's going to be an interesting thing, is to see how Teddy Bridgewater does in Denver. People might have forgotten that he's there.
That's kind of where they've been looking at their quarterbacks. I feel like was what really held them back last year, and I thought he was blooming, but I kind of forget Bridgewater was there.
Yep. So, do you have an answer there, Ian?
It is Brandon Staley.
Okay, yeah.
And even with Brandon Staley, Chargers finished last.
Oh man,
you're a fool. Chiefs Nation all day. Bro Vogelai would get real mad if I picked anyone other than them. And then second's going to be the Raiders. And I think, they'll be in wild card contention as well. Broncos 3, Chargers dead last. They suck, Scotty.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I kind of think the Chiefs were exposed a little bit last year in the Super Bowl. I think you can roll that tape and probably find some things that maybe some weakness, but that's not saying they're not going to change things up either. But no, I think that's one of the more interesting divisions. I feel like is that AFC West. Again, they're kind of like the North in the sense they play up to each other.
Yep.
They really that's a hard division to bet on because they will just beat the crap out of each other. And then you throw the injuries in there. I mean, our Chiefs as good as Mahomes and that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That really could not put someone else in contention though if Mahomes would get hurt.
Then that's the thing, because Carr is still with the Raiders, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And he's, I've always liked Derek Carr. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. And if you give him the right tools, like it could be the Raiders. I'd like to see him win the division. I think those are going to be the top two teams. And I think, like Chad was saying, the Broncos are going to win some games in the division, but lose about every other possible game. And I don't think Brandon Staley's got what it takes to get the Chargers into the Super Bowl there, Scotty.
I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. I just think they're going to be the best team in their division.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Next up, we have the NFC East, the NFC Beast, as some people like to call it.
Who says that?
I've heard it. I've heard it called that.
Nobody says that.
I've seen T-shirts. There's the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, and whatever they have in Washington. I don't know. What are they?
The football team.
I know.
The football team.
WTF.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, WFT.
Yeah.
Washington team football.
What should they be called?
The Silly Nannies.
I mean, I like the Red Tails personally.
The Red Tails, like the hawk?
That or like, because like the the
Like the airplane?
Like the Air Force airplane. Yeah.
What was the football team on the replacements?
Oh,
The
they were
Washington team.
I think they called the Generals?
The Capitals or the Generals or not Capitals?
Sentinels? I think.
Sentinels. That may be right. Senator?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see it in my head, but maybe there you go.
Yep. I am going to pick the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to say that Dak Prescott will be your NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
Is that a you heard it here first there, Scotty?
Yes. And maybe it's just the fact that I watched Hard Knocks this morning, and seeing him get mad that he was being limited with playing time was just making me smile. And the fact that did any of you guys watch Hard Knocks last night?
No.
Okay. So Mike McCarthy seems like the number one coach other than maybe Andy Reid that I would love to have a beer with. He is just a goofy guy. I mean, he's like, we have no room for high school Harry or fuck around Charlie in this place. And I'm like, what? Who are those guys? And on top of that, he has these things called mojo moments that he wants the team to have. And he introduced mojo moments by playing a clip of Austin Powers. And I'm like, what? This is the greatest coach ever. I love it.
Might have to incorporate that in the wrestling room.
Play some Austin Powers. That might do it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. And on top of that, Zeke Elliott looks slim. He looks in good shape. He looks ready. Micah Parsons might be your NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's another bold prediction. I'm just all in on the Cowboys this year.
Well, it's a way to be. I don't know. I think that whole NFC East is a dumpster fire the way it is. I have the Redskins coming out as one.
Washington football team.
Yeah, the Redskins football team. Yeah, sorry about that. The WTFs. Who's their quarterback? Is it Fitzmagic this year?
It's Fitzmagic, yeah.
Right there, I have to go with him. The bearded charmer is gonna do amazing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either Fitzmagic or Heineke.
Yeah, it's one of those two. But
Well,
meanwhile, go ahead.
I think they had some improvement, and they kind of I feel like being that nameless team, and I don't know. I feel like they're doing some good things, but then I feel like it's Cowboys, Giants, and then Eagles is a total mess. I feel like, I don't know what they got going on there, but
yeah, Jalen Hurts, not a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I'm afraid not, but played a good game or two.
I would actually look out a little bit for the Giants as well. Healthy Saquon is tough to stop. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Ian, your pick.
I'm also going to go with the WTFs. I think Fitzmagic does what he does, makes some magic moments, probably gets hurt. Heineke steps up, and I think he shines. Also, I hate the Cowboys. I'll never pick them. They did make a lot of moves. They're definitely the team to beat in that division. But yeah, like Chad was saying, that division is a dumpster fire. I wish they would relocate or, move around some of the teams, because it's like a 500 record should not get you into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And also, fuck the Cowboys.
Okay. You've said that twice now.
Yep.
Word to your mom.
You heard it here first. That's a Scotty Knows show. Coming at you first.
Now we go to my division. Go the NFC North. We have the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. I mean, until he retires, this is Aaron Rodgers' division. It's the Packers. I think it'll be Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. I think the internal strife and the drama within the Vikings organization might be a little bit too much to handle. I mean, even though they just added Patrick Peterson, seems like everybody hates Kirk Cousins. So, including the coach. So, Chad, your thoughts?
On paper, I think it's the Packers division to lose again. If you can get over all the drama that's going on with Rodgers, and I feel like they're working on it. I think the Vikings could be too, as much as I hate saying that or seeing that. I don't know. The Vikings, they're just so inconsistent at times. About the time you count them out, they come on and beat the snot out of somebody. And then, I don't know. My dad always told me you never bet for the Vikings or you never bet against the Vikings. And that's kind of how I've seen it. But my three is the Bears. And then I don't know what they've got going on at quarterback. Are they going to start with the old guy, the Red Rocket? Or are they going with the young one?
So they actually have a
Nick
a
Foles.
major they have three of them. They have Nick Foles, they have Justin Fields, and then they have Andy Dalton. Right now, it looks like Andy Dalton is the starter until further notice. The Lions, their coach, Dan Campbell, would probably also be up there on my coaches I would love to have a beer with. I mean, the man loves Metallica. He loves, he did up downs with the team during training camp. So just a wild and crazy guy. But they have no weapons around Jared Goff. Kenny Galladay's gone. Yeah, they have no weapons around him. So
I'd agree. I do like Goff as a quarterback in the North. I think he could be successful, but yeah, like you're saying, he just doesn't have the tools right now. I think they're going to win some games, but this is kind of a tough pick because it's like everyone knows it's easily going to, it's the Packers division to lose. I don't like the Packers either. And I don't think they're working on that resolution with Rodgers. It could happen or it could not. And I kind of think it doesn't happen. And I think they kind of crumble. And I'm going to say Chicago Bears take the North.
Whoa. Really? Okay. You think Khalil Mack is going to have a better third year than he did second year? Because he kind of disappeared last year.
I think he will. The defense, the line, it's good enough. And I like Andy Dalton. I always have. I thought he was good with the Bengals. He kind of fell apart in those later years, but he really didn't have a line to help him out. I think it's the Bears. And this is that tough one, that tough division, because it's like, if you pick anything other than the Packers, you're going to look real stupid in January. But I'm going to do it for the sake of being different. And I like to see the Bears, for all my Chicago homies, I'd like to see them win it.
All right.
Here's also what I'm thinking, though. You have the Packers. If you have a cancer within your organization or something that bothers it, that isn't just with one player. Players talk to each other and they complain to each other. And, I think that Aaron Rodgers deal could, I would say hold back their potential of what they have. We know they're a great team, but that really could expose them a little bit.
Exactly. And picking up Randall Cobb is not the answer.
No,
that's a Band-Aid to fix it. He's already past his prime. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying Rodgers isn't going to target him. And I'm not saying he's not going to score touchdowns, but I don't think that just bringing back Cobb back to appease Rodgers is going to do anything in the long term. So I'm going to say they crumble. I don't think they finish last. I think it'll still be close, but I think that'll be the straw that breaks the camel's back in Green Bay for Rodgers.
Little stat for you. If he plays one down, this season, Aaron Rodgers, actually, I don't even think if he even plays one down, Aaron Rodgers will be the first quarterback in Packers history to play into his 17th season. Bart Starr only lasted 16 years in Green Bay.
Only.
Same with Favre. So, speaking of Favre, we got his old division, the NFC South. Remember, he was a Falcon. We got the Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Bucs. I feel like it's the Bucs division to lose. The Saints are going to be in the hands of Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. That's not gonna work out at all. And on top of that, you have the whole drama with Mike Thomas. That's not gonna end well. With the Panthers, I mean, as good as it is to have Christian McCaffrey back, he's always injured. And on top of that, you have Sam Darnold as your quarterback. Yikes. And then the Falcons, I mean, the Falcons are the Falcons. They're kind of ho-hum. So yeah, it's the Bucs division, the NFC South. Chad, your thoughts?
I'd agree with you. I mean, the Bucs took a while to mesh last year, but man, when they came on, they looked tough, and you just kind of were bracing yourself for it. It was crazy to see Tom Brady do what he does with another team, and it's picking up all those free agents, Gronkowski bringing him back, Antonio Brown, and having them see success. So obviously, I think the Bucs are one. You take the man out of that equation though, and they don't look so lustful, and that could happen. He's getting some age on him. Kind of going to say Panthers too. I'm not for sure, but I feel like, the Saints I have as 3, but I'm not sure about their quarterback position. I don't know what they're doing for sure. And the Falcons, I mean, the Falcons are just always a good average team. They have had their years, but they're not anyone you look past, but they can step up and beat people. But I'd go Bucs 1. I'm going to say Panthers 2, Saints 3, and Falcons 4.
The Falcons also lose in the funniest of ways every year.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. What was it last year that it was like a botched onside kick or something like that against the Cowboys? That was just a wild game.
I'm still brokenhearted about that Super Bowl loss they had to the Patriots. How do you blow that?
Yeah.
Up 28-3 and you lose. Ian, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay all the way. It's not even going to be close. That division. I like the Falcons. I've always liked Matty Ice. But they can't get it done. They've showed time and time again that they cannot get it done.
So something we forgot to bring up in the AFC South part, Julio Jones is gone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking is, that's his main weapon.
Yeah.
And he's out. The Panthers could be a problem, but I don't foresee them being there this year. As long as Brady stays healthy, like Tampa Bay goes right back into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just don't see, like, you don't beat the Chiefs that way and then not make the playoffs. The Saints, James Winston might steal hearts, but he also steals crab legs. So no, Saints are going to be the bottom of that division.
Okay. And lastly, we have the NFC West. That's the Cardinals, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. This might be the best division in football.
It's a fun one.
Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals, they have a fun quarterback in Kyler Murray to watch, as well as a new young talent named J.J. Watt on their roster.
Yeah, you're really young.
Yeah. They also have DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver. So that's a lot to deal with. The Rams, they have Matthew Stafford now, which is great, finally. However, they just lost their running back in training camp. So that is going to be a problem. The 49ers, they need to figure out what their quarterback situation is before they really do any damage. Sounds like Trey Lance is playing really, really well. But I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to give up his spot that easily. They do have probably my favorite player in football, George Kittle. I love George Kittle. He's the people's tight end. But I'm going to pick the Seahawks in this division. I like Russell Wilson. I like DK Metcalf. Yes, the defense isn't great, but I mean, I just like what the Seahawks have going on.
I'm with you. I think this is probably the most intriguing division. And I think it's kind of like the AFC North. I think anyone can beat anyone on any given Sunday. I'm going to go out for a stretch and say Rams won. I didn't know about the running back getting hurt. Guess I didn't follow the news enough. I think bringing Stafford in, if they can keep him healthy, I think will be a good thing. But 49ers, I think they're going to start with Garoppolo, but I think the kid takes over for him. Garoppolo's been always hurt. He plays well at times, but seems like he's like glass. He breaks, gets hurt, something. Seahawks, they're always right in there. It just depends where the other two are. But wasn't there some stuff going on with between Russell Wilson and the coach there that he wanted out, and I heard some of that stuff, and
I mean,
or was it just a money deal?
It was a little bit of all of it. I mean, although he's one of the richest quarterbacks in the NFL. I could be wrong on that, but he was rumored to be traded before Rodgers was.
That's kind of what I had. So I don't know how that is within the organization. So I mean, but I think your top three could go any, and I feel like Arizona is good enough to be a playoff team. They're just in the wrong division.
Yeah, and Cliff Kingsbury is such a young coach, and I feel like he's more of a college coach than he is a pro coach. So,
sure. Yeah.
Ian, your thoughts?
I'm going Cards Nation, baby.
Oh, okay.
I like Murray a lot. And then when you add Hopkins in there, look out. I think J.J. Watt organizes that defense. I think they become a contender quick. And yeah, like you said, a lot of unknown with that coach, but I think he steps up to the plate. I think they get it done. But all those teams seem to play up. Any of them could get in. Jimmy G has a good season. And I'm still not even sold on him, but he finds a way to win. I love Stafford in LA. I think that's a fun team. And it's hard to pick against the guy who married the pop princess Ciara.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson knows how to get it done. DK Metcalf is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a tough running back to stop. But all that being said, I think
he's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver. That being said, I think the Cards find a way, bring a playoff game to Arizona.
All right. Now we have our wrestling theme song draft. Before we start this, I have to ask, are we including, is it just WWE and WCW, or are we including like other wrestling promotions?
That's probably all I have is WWE and WCW.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have too.
Okay, so Sorry Judas by Fozzy, Chris Jericho's theme song, and also what's his name? Jungle Boy. He has Tarzan Boy by Baltimore as his theme song, which is
an excellent theme song.
Great.
Awesome.
So apologies to those guys. They won't be in here. So we're gonna pick 5. How should we decide the draft order?
Go youngest to oldest.
Okay, so that would be Ian, me, and then you.
Yep.
So
I'll bring in
Ian, you're the first pick, and then we're snaking it around.
Yep.
Sounds good. Are we going best or like biggest pop or like best
your
known?
favorites? Your
favorites. Personal favorites. Gotcha.
Yes. Ian?
All right. I'm going with one of my favorites as my number 1. The glass shatters, and you know who it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Damn you, Ian.
It's so iconic when the glass shatters and he's not supposed to be there, because that is just shattering everyone's world.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows up, he's got 3 beers in 2 hands. He's got his sweet jorts on, his sleeveless jacket. Dude, Stone Cold all the way. Number 1.
Followed by JR flipping out.
Yep.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold's here. Oh my
God. That's the obvious number 1 pick. Before I get to my pick, I should note, rest in peace to beautiful Bobby Eaton, who died this week. He was part of the Midnight Express. He was awesome. Do you remember the Midnight Express, Chad?
I do. But there was the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express.
Yep.
Not to be confused with the Rockers. And so there's another express there that I'm forgetting.
Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express.
Maybe you got them both.
Orient Express. There was the Orient Express.
Yeah, there was an Orient Express. Yeah.
Which is troubling to think about now. But
right.
Yeah. So my number 1 pick. Oh boy. I feel like I have to. It's Hulk Hogan, Real American.
That's a good pick.
That's like the most iconic.
Yeah.
Pick.
Hogan, not my favorite wrestler of all time, but his theme song is probably the greatest theme song of all time. And you can pick multiple theme songs from the same person too.
Okay.
By the way, I should add.
Okay. Well, and Voodoo Child was just a total heel turn with it.
I know.
That where you'd hit that coming out, a little Jimi Hendrix cranking up. That was that made my Monday nights in the the Nitro era or the Thunder era or whatever it was. Great pick.
What's your first pick, Chad?
Oh man, I got my span goes so far back. I remember watching this stuff in the early or mid '80s. But I feel like it's just hard to beat the Macho Man with pomp and circumstance.
Oh,
You know, I mean, it's
okay.
just like it's not flashy, it's not fancy, but you knew who was coming in.
It's the graduation theme song.
The graduation theme song.
All right. Ian, your thoughts?
I think it's great. I wore my Macho Man Randy Travis shirt just for the same. I knew someone was gonna pick him. I was gonna get him next, so I'm glad he went in the first.
All right. What's your second pick, Chad?
Me coming back through, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. And I don't know why, but I love the New Age Outlaws.
Ooh,
That's a good
I didn't
pick.
even
You
write that
didn't
one.
know. So
All
I had to
right.
go with them. Like them. He said the pool's so big, but one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I have like 30 or 40 songs listed here. My number 2 pick. It's kind of a newer school pick, but I'm gonna go with Edge's theme song. From Alter Bridge.
That's a good one. That's a
Um,
really good pick.
It's just like you hear the you think you know me, you think like there's the thing that he does with his fingers. I mean, it's one of the best newer theme songs, I think. And I love it, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the ones that stand out in like the newer age, like once you got past like the 90s and into the mid 2000s, late 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid pick there.
And still bringing back some old stuff with the You Think You Know Me gig.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like it. Good pick.
solid stuff. I'm going with one of my personal favorites, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I knew it.
I remember, I think I was like maybe in 4th grade, and I went over to Michael Youthy's house and we played his wrestling game, and he's like, this is gonna be your theme song, and it stuck. Like, I love it. I think of it every single time now. So I'm gonna go with Shawn Michaels for my number 2.
Nice. All right. Little known fact. Do you know who wrote that song?
I don't know.
Chad, do you?
No, I don't.
Jimmy Hart.
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
He did a lot of those though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ian, I think you snake back around.
That's right. And going with, you knew I was going to do it. You just maybe didn't know the version, but the drums kick off and you hear Booyaka Booyaka by POD. Rey Mysterio shows up, busts out of the floor in a shroud of smoke. Like Rey Mysterio's Booyaka 619 by POD was always another one of my favorites.
Okay. So his theme from probably about 2006 on, basically.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's about when he got it.
All right. That's a good pick. Can't say anything bad about that. But you know what time it is?
Is it the Rock time?
It's
game. It's game time. It's time to play the game. It's the game it's the Motorhead theme song by Triple H.
That one, really?
Triple H. That's my number 3 pick. I mean, nowadays I've actually heard it in high school football games. It'll be like right before kickoff, and it'll be like, time to play the game. Boom, boom. And then, you hear Lemmy, and then the guitars kick in, and it's like, you're dang right, it's time to play the game.
As much as I like Lemmy, I like the one from like the 2000.
You like My Time?
My Time, yeah. I do too. I'd have to go with that one.
Okay.
But both great tunes. You know who's coming out when you hear right away.
Yep. Chad, your number 3 pick.
Number 3. Well, it just wouldn't be a entrance if you didn't have the Ultimate Warrior.
That's another great pick.
It didn't pop as loud, back just because of the sound effects. But man, when that song would pop and he'd come just a sprint out. I think he's like
Yeah.
just tore heads off.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. You know, it's another. I believe Jim Johnson made that one. Jim Johnson did all of them in the in the 90s. What's your number 4 pick?
You know, I gotta go with the original NWO theme.
Ooh, okay.
You know, I mean, how can you not? Again, go back to, you hear that pop on and it takes you back to, you know, Monday night, you know, mid 90s. And it was like every other wrestler came out to it. You know, it did get a little ridiculous there towards the end of WCW with everyone joining the NWO and then both the sanctions or factions or whatever you call it. But still pretty good.
I mean, you can't go with that down. You can't go wrong with that.
It's a great one.
Yeah. You know, I noticed I don't have a WCW pick, so I'm going to amend that right now. My number 4 pick, this might surprise you. I'm going to go with the Four Horsemen theme song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like, I mean, it starts off with the foot, or with the horses, you know, the clop, 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 clop. You know,
that's a really good horse. You should do it again.
And then the guitar, and then you can just see Arn Anderson doing the throat slit in the music video. I mean, it's I love it.
You know, that's another thing, that Titantron that goes with it is like totally, you know, a lot of it.
Yeah. So Ian, what's your 4th and 5th picks?
All right. So for 4, I'm going to go with D-Generation X.
Oh,
one of my favorite tag team groups. It's hard for me not to go with X-Pac, but at this point, everyone who listens knows I love X-Pac.
Oh, yeah.
The 1, 2, 3 kid, but he was part of D-Gen X, and they kind of amended his theme, came out with D-Gen X. And when they first showed up in that, was it a tank or a Humvee? And just tore some shit up.
It was kind of a 4-wheeler, but they called it a tank.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm dumb enough. I called it the tank up until I was 30 years old.
Everybody called it a tank, but it was in Roanoke, Virginia, actually. I don't know why I know that, but
yeah, that was always a moment that stuck out to me. And so yeah, that's my number 4. And number 5, got to give some love to a WCW, one of my very first favorite wrestlers ever, Goldberg.
Oh.
And wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't anything flashy, but like the Titantron and the fireworks that like just exploded on the sides of him. And here comes this ripped Mr. T looking dude. You know, he was about to kick some shit up. So
yeah.
And then he'd breathe in his nostrils and blow it out. And then he'd hack a loogie and go kick someone's ass.
Yeah. Well,
he would always give himself a concussion in the locker room before the match too.
That's for good luck. It's for good luck. I had to. At one point, I might have said the Wolfpack theme, but I got so damn sick of running out to that song in Northern that I don't ever need to hear that one again.
So my number 5 pick, again, I feel like this might surprise people, but I actually have a specific version of the song. We're going with Kurt Angle. We're going with the 2006 version, where it's like it's kind of delayed at the beginning, and then it just like hits and boom, you know. And on top of that, you get to say you suck during it, and so I mean,
yeah.
So that's my number 5 pick, which means there's a lot on the table for you with your last pick, Chad.
Yeah, there's. But I don't know how we can get through this one without going Ric Flair.
Oh, great choice.
The 2001: A Space Odyssey theme.
The one he's had forever. I don't know.
Yep. That's the one. All right. What's your reasoning?
Just it's the icon, man. He'd come out. It was when that song hit, he was coming out in that robe and most of the time he had a title on his waist and girls on each arm, and he was going to come out and do some razor chops on somebody.
Yeah. Have you seen him lately? He looks great for being like 70 years old.
I watched where they were looking for that one robe of his.
Yeah.
It's on Biography or something like that.
On A&E?
Yeah, on A&E. And he looks pretty good for his age. I thought he about died once, but I think he about died 4 or 5 times. But.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
He looks really good for his age.
Should we just rattle off?
No less.
Should we just rattle off some honorable mentions?
Why don't you give three to five each?
3 to 5. Okay.
Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
I know. I felt like it was cheating. Otherwise, I would have picked Cult of Personality, CM Punk's theme song.
That's a good. I didn't even think about that one.
That was his theme song, but I felt like it was cheating. Jeff Hardy's No More Words theme song. Everybody knows I love that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to it, I actually like Basic Thugonomics more than I like My Time Is Now, the John Cena theme song.
Yeah,
his first one. And then Batista's I Walk Alone.
Yeah, by Saliva. I thought that was one of mine too. I don't even really like him as a wrestler. I just really like the song. Voices by Randy Orton.
Yep. I do like his Burning My Light one a little bit better. But
that's a solid one too. I also was a real big fan of Mankind. How could you not be? And
right.
So the vehicle crashes and da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. It's always just fun when he came in. One of my favorites. And then I think someone at least has to give a little bit of love to The Undertaker.
Yeah. But which Undertaker one? Because there's about 3 of them.
Yeah, I think like a second one.
Okay, so there's the original, there's the Gong, and then there's
I think the Gong is the one that I like The Undertaker. I was never a huge fan of his theme, but the entrance that he followed up with that, like iconic. So
the Ministry of Darkness one, and then of course the Limp Bizkit one.
Yeah, Undertaker doesn't quite match with Limp Bizkit.
No.
Yeah, that Harley thing didn't look so good. I didn't think it wasn't really him.
No,
it wasn't as intimidating.
Yeah.
What are some honorable mentions for you, Chad?
How can you go here without mentioning the Hitman, Bret Hart?
Ooh,
He had a great tune for the age of it was that had a heck of a pop back in the day. I can remember. So I'd have to go. He's one of the honorable mentions. And there's just some of those that you heard that, like, I love $1 Million Man's Everyone's Got a Price. That's not like really one that gets you jacked up, but it was just iconic. You can remember it to this day. One of my favorite ones, and it's probably more because of his Titantron entrance, was Mr. Perfect's Exodus.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a really cool one. And it showed him doing all the sports, like hitting a hole in one, shooting a ball behind his back, and all kinds of things just to show his athleticism. Demolition back in the day.
Thank you.
Had to go with that one. Another iconic one was Rick Rude.
No, ravishing.
Come out shaking his hips just it's kind of him and Val Venus kind of had the same kind of entrance, the Playboy kind of thing. So those were just a few that pop out to me. Maybe not the best entrances, but definitely like you hear them and you know exactly who's coming out.
Yeah, I was always a real big fan of Chris Jericho's Y2K as well.
Oh yeah, the Break the Walls Down.
Yep.
Which theme song of Sting's do you prefer?
The Crow.
Okay, you don't like the man called Sting. You don't like that one?
It's a little gimmicky, even for pro wrestling.
Or the Seek and Destroy one he had in '99.
I forgot about that. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's our draft. Anything you would like to say, Ian?
How about let's do one pick of the worst entrance that you dislike the most.
The worst
Just
entrance?
The one that you maybe not, but the one you dislike the most.
I like it. It's like the extra credit question on
Okay.
test.
The first one.
Point.
The first one that immediately comes to mind is it's one from like 2003 or 2004. You guys probably don't remember this guy at all, but his name was Rob Conway, and he came out to this like song, and it was like, "Just look at me," dude, and it's so bad, so bad. Oh, or actually, right to censor. Because it was just a sensor noise. It's like
that one wasn't.
Beep, 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 beep. You know, it's like
that one was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Ah,
shit! I should have picked the Brood. The Brood was awesome.
I think I want
the Brood.
Oh,
I should have. I'm looking at my picks and I'm like, man, I should have picked the Brood. But how about you, Chad? What's the worst?
You know, the one, and it's not necessarily didn't like the guy. I was just an NWO guy, and DDP pissed me off. That stupid self high five. I just wanted to. we call when us guys that got together and watched it, we called him trailer trash, just because he looked like he was just snorted a line of cocaine and you know, came from a trailer park or something. But I absolutely hated that when he'd come out. I know he's a pretty stand-up dude, but I hated that self high five crap. And he'd always come with like the ribs, like with a ace bandage around him. It's like,
Yeah,
I didn't like DDP growing up either. So I definitely feel that. I think I'm gonna go with Raven had this cover. Well, it sounded like a cover of "Come As You Are" by Nirvana.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it was such an obvious like ripoff, and like he was already like kind of looking like a '90s grunge rocker anyway.
Well, when he was in ECW, his theme song was "Come Out and Play."
Oh, really?
By the Offspring.
See, that gets him some points.
Yeah,
but I remember thinking like, this is not Nirvana. This guy definitely copied Nirvana.
Yeah.
Well, didn't DDP copy Nirvana too?
Yeah.
His
would smell like Teen Spirit. It was whatever they had in the TNT Turner Library.
Yeah.
Because Chris Jericho's theme song in WCW was literally called Basketball Highlights number 9.
Nice. That should have been my theme song.
But
Scotty,
by the way,
I thought you were going with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, I'm not a big Hacksaw guy. It's well known I'm not a big Hacksaw guy.
That's why I was thinking you were going to go for the worst. I was trying to bait you into that one.
I know. I was also never a big Goldust guy, but that's
he
had that same like kind of weird shit going on as like Val Venus and
but he's one of those guys that I liked him as Dustin Rhodes as the Natural, but like him as Goldust, it was just a little bit weird for me.
Yeah, he was a weird dude. That was a weird pro wrestler.
Yeah, and
awkward.
Yeah. But you have anything extra there, Ian?
I don't think so, man. I think this is one, especially having 3 people now. You gotta hit the polls with this one. Who won the draft with the extra credit question?
Ooh, okay. So I'd have to. I didn't even write down the extra credit one, but I wrote down all of our wrestling themed picks. So yeah, we're gonna have to see who gets the top. I mean, it's probably gonna be you because you have the most popular freaking wrestler of all time. But yeah, I'm surprised The Rock wasn't chosen.
Yeah, it's hard to leave him off the list, but
yeah,
there's just so many of them though.
Yeah, it seems almost too mainstream now to pick The Rock. He's got enough things.
Or Dusty Rhodes, American Dream.
It was on my list, but
yeah. But yep, that's our show. So you guys can stick around and we can chat afterwards. So does that sound good to everybody else? All right. Thanks for coming on.